Oh my gosh, you made it. Thanks for your efforts. Ah! That was very crazy. Alright. I also double-checked the audio earlier. And you're probably gonna hear me echo. So 1 second. I need to double-check. Because sometimes what happens is when I need to restart the stream. Hey, let me change this first. Am I streaming right now? Oh, that's wonderful. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm back. Hopefully this time it is working. I see that both Susie and Nina can now hear me. I am so sorry for all of the issues, and also let me share my screen for them. Alright, I'm here! Oh my gosh. So yeah, I am so sorry again. You're probably gonna hear me echo for like a moment on YouTube. I mean from my end, because I'm gonna double check that the audio is also working. It's strange, I usually double check and everything is fine. My end, because I'm gonna double check that the audio is also working. Yep, there you go. So that's how we know it is working well. So, all should be good now. YouTube should be working. Yeah. So that's good news for me. There's no echoes anymore, so that's great. So, I'm gonna go ahead and restart from the beginning, and I have to apologize, we are like 30 minutes behind schedule. So if you have to go at like 9:30, you're welcome to leave. I'm probably gonna stream for like an hour, 60 minutes, 90 minutes long. So I mentioned before that, based on your guys' feedback, I will try to stay for 60 minutes, but as a minimum, but maximum will be 90 minutes. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Hopefully everything is fine now. So we are on session 6. Gotta love that the presentation is always laggy. Okay, so with that being said, welcome to session 6. What we're doing right now is the greetings and updates. So, last week, or 2 weeks ago, I canceled our 6th meeting, which should have been on August 1st. But what happened was I was feeling not well that day. I needed like a mental health day for myself. I was feeling a bit overwhelmed for other reasons, and I just needed that day off to take care of myself. So I've made it my goal to give myself grace and allow myself to have some rest if I ever get to that point. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't stream on August 1st. August 8th last week, I didn't stream because I had family come in for a big family reunion from my grandmother's side. So my relatives flew in on, I think, Friday last week, and then we had the grand reunion on Saturday. And then my sister and my cousin drove in and flew in. I think it was on Sunday last week or Monday. I can't remember the day that they all gathered, but they came here and I was spending time with them almost every day. And I was feeling really burnt out. I didn't have time for myself. And I just decided, I might as well just take another week off because I don't get this opportunity to see my sister and my cousin as often because they moved to Northern California. We use the word NorCal, so if I say that, it's North California. So I just decided, yeah, I'm just not gonna force myself when there's just so many things going on last week. And I just needed that time for myself to recover. And the worst part is I am an introvert, so being around people for socializing reasons drains me much faster. I think it just fixed itself. Oh yeah, it did. Wonderful. Don't we love technology? Oh, you can hear me, right, Nina? Okay, bless, it works now. Okay. So Nina, I am counting on you. Let me know if ever the audio stops and I'll fix it again. I'll probably have my audio on here too on my... Yeah, I'll leave my audio on too here on my tablet. So you might hear a little bit of echo, hopefully not, because the music should be loud and you shouldn't be able to hear it. But I can hear it. It's just like a very small noise. Yeah, there you go. So it looks like everything is working, so that's wonderful. Ah! How many times? Alright, so now we are finally back in business. Susie probably had to leave because I know she also has book club today, I think. Or maybe she has work, I'm not sure. But yeah. So hopefully you were able to hear what I mentioned, but if not, I will say it again. This is like the third time I have to say it. I had to cancel my meeting on August 1st because of mental health, and I needed that time to just take care of myself, and I also needed that break away from posting snippets from my YouTube streams in the past, because I just needed that time where just to recover. I was just feeling a little bit burnt out and a little bit overwhelmed that week. And then the week after, August 8th, I believe, was last Tuesday, I canceled since I had family come down for a grand reunion from my dad's mom's side. And yeah, the relatives were here for almost a full week, and we had something to do almost every day, and I was so burnt out, and I just want to stay in my room and stuff. And also my sister and my cousin came down from NorCal, or Northern California. They're currently staying there because of work and their studies in university. And that's why. And I just wanted to spend some time with my family. And yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, that's enough about me, hopefully. I will be resuming my snippets next week, so hopefully I have some time spaced out so that I can edit the videos and also post them Monday through Friday, so I can keep this channel a bit active. I will be doing more things in the future. Actually, why not? I'll just share it right now. I have plans that maybe after this stream, I'm actually gonna post a video or another live stream today. I don't know if it'll be in Call Here or maybe elsewhere. It's up to you if you want to stay, Nina. You don't have to. But I will be learning French all over again. So I will be experimenting, and I don't know how long that stream will last, but I will be cutting it down for the final cut, and I will upload it on YouTube. So there's that. So I suppose other than that, I wanted to ask Nina, how are you? It's been 3 weeks since I've seen you, I think. Because I think 3 weeks ago, you were busy, or you were sleeping, or you were not feeling... Oh yeah, I think you mentioned you weren't feeling well. So you didn't show up that one. Yeah, that one session. Yeah, on our session 5. But yeah, how has the last 2 weeks been? It has been quite great. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Claudia and me recently do this weekly jogging at the park near my office. Oh, that's lovely. I'm glad to hear that. You guys are being active. I love that. I miss being active too. For me, running, I mean, my version of activity is dancing, but I'm taking a few weeks off, up to a month off. I don't know. It's until I can get my first paycheck from my job. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that to you in this update because I mentioned it twice earlier when you couldn't hear me. But oh my gosh. School is starting for a lot of elementary school, middle school, high school now. I think around this week and next week, universities are starting as well. So I recently got hired as a paraprofessional. Basically what that is that I'm helping students in underserved communities, and these are the ones that need a lot of support in class. So my job is basically during the activities, I would help break down the instruction or help the students and guide them on completing their tasks and activities and participation, etc. So essentially I am called a paraprofessional, but people might even call it a teacher's aide. But the reason why I say it's paraprofessional, not teacher's aide, it's because paraprofessional is coming from a different company, so they're the ones sending us in. Teacher's aide would be more like, oh, this person comes in because this teacher aide is part of the school, and I'm not part of the school. I'm from a different company that sets me up to it. So yeah, that's basically my position, and I should be starting in September. So I've just been waiting, like, my god, I'm just happy they accepted me, and I'm just like, I just want to work, right? So yeah, with that being said, so sorry to go off tangent for a moment. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will not get in the way of this live stream teaching. I still plan to commit working 1 hour on YouTube and also posting this video and editing. I'll try my best, although it looks like videos in the future might be slow. Hopefully not too much, but yeah. Nina, happy for you too, Hana. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to work. I've been waiting all summer. I'm like, please just give me a job. I need a job. So, yeah. Moving on here. Okay, so now we're looking at the stream itinerary. We've kept it here for long enough. Today's session was supposed to focus on just story time, like writing activity. And I have a Word document that I will share in the chat shortly. But yeah, I will share it in the chat, and then what happens is we can also interact through that shared document. So whatever you type, it will show up on real time for me too. And the reason why I want to do that is because I can provide feedback, or we can give commentaries, etc. and stuff like that. So we will definitely do more story times in the future. And it's wonderful too, because I know, Nina, that you're occupied at the moment and you can't join calls. So it's just writing. So it's just great practice. It will be creative writing. So what that means is that it can be fictional and everything. Okay, awesome. And then if we have time and if you want to stick around after, I don't know if I will push it, but we shall see how this goes. Common English errors. I think I might force this idea because I really like this. I could have pushed it for next week, but who knows? We shall see. Yeah, so if we have time, I'm gonna end the class at 10 p.m.-ish. So that's around an hour, like maybe around 90 minutes. Yeah, 90 minutes, hopefully. But again, if it's too long for you, Nina, that's okay. It's perfectly okay if you have to leave early, because we can't really do anything about the errors that happened today during the stream. I'm just glad to see that everything's working fine. YouTube's recording it. You can hear me clearly now, so yeah. It just really sucks to have these problems. But yeah, that's the first time it's happened in a while, and the last couple streams were fine, as far as I remember. But yeah, and then at the end of the session, we'll always do questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions. And I just summarize it as QCCS. So if you ever see QCCS, it's just basically feedback. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we already finished greetings. I should have just like kept it there while we were talking. So I think I might have to leave early because I need some exploration to do here. Yeah, okay, that's fine, Nina. That's fine. So maybe I might even save the English reaction one for next week. I think it would be a wonderful conversation. So today we'll just mostly be writing. So yeah, I'll just save the English errors for next week, and I think it'll be fun. If we have Susie, we have Miran, and if we have Claudia here too, we can have a whole conversation about your experiences on the English errors. Okay, so here we are on story time. So this is a writing activity, and this is part 1 of the instruction of what we have to do for our activity. There is also a story time for speaking, but we'll say that for next time. So the instruction goes: the teacher will randomly create a prompt using the storymatic. So the storymatic is this lovely box here. 1 second. I just need to double check. Yeah. And I have used this probably a few times when I was teaching in person, and my students loved it because it's very fun. So you can make 6 trillion stories in one little box. Which one will you tell? So as far as I remember, you have to select a certain number of cards. So like 1 on one side and 2 from the other side. So you are creating a prompt on the spot. So here's the little instructions right here. I don't think you can see it. Ta-da! Yep. The little instructions. So basically you have to draw 2 gold cards, combine them to create your main character. So whatever I draw from the 2 gold cards, that'll be my main character. For example, if you draw boxer and person with a devastating secret, your character is a boxer with a devastating secret. Then from the other side, oh, you also draw 2. Draw 2 copper cards. Let these cards lead you into a story. Perhaps you draw a mirror and sudden return of forgotten memory. So there's a story in those cards. All you have to do is tell it. There are, however, 2 laws that must be followed. They have a law here. So the law of the story is your main character must change from beginning to the story to the end of the story. Hold on, I think that's my mother. And then here, yeah, so your character must change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. That's not gonna happen in today's session because I'm only giving you 5 minutes, and I wrote it right here. You will only be timed for 5 minutes to write the story, so your character doesn't really have to change. But this little idea here just came from my creative writing side, so I am writing fan fiction all over again. Actually, no. How should I say that? I am writing fan fiction again, so this is great for getting all of that creative fountain juices in my head. So this is more for creative writers, but I think it's also great to use in a classroom. So yeah, that's why I decided we're gonna use it for this session. Since I haven't used it in a long time, I thought, why not? Anyways, so I will randomly pick 2 gold cards. So I believe 1 in the front here and 1 here. So we have 2 gold cards. You can see it. There you go. 2 gold cards. And then we have 2 copper. And then we have the copper ones here. So I have the 2 right there. Okay. So we will be writing on these 2, and I'll also write it in the prompt. Sorry, I'm going off screen. Yeah, but I'm gonna write it on the Word document, and I will send it in the chat in just a moment. And that's where we will do our writing. Okay. So the teacher will provide a collaborative Word document where learners can all type their answers on the same document. I just mentioned that, and you will be timed for 5 minutes to write. But oh, Susie, welcome back. So awesome, you're back. You just came back just in time for this activity. So students will be timed for 5 minutes. I will be posting the Word document in the chat, and I will also have to leave this little presentation so I can give you the link. 1 second. I think it should work if I post it from here. Copy link. And then let me send that to you. Alright. So the link is now in the chat. And hopefully, oops. Maybe after today's stream, I will probably change the permission to viewing. So for the people who are watching this video or this live stream on YouTube after this live stream is over, you guys can read the story that we have in this in today's session. So yeah, I will make sure to protect what you wrote, and I hope if I forget to change the setting, please don't delete it, or don't delete anything that we've written here, because I think it's great that we can use it for today's session. So I'm gonna write here, story time, and I'm gonna mark the dates. So today is August 15, 2023 for me. Can I spell August? I just wrote too quickly. There you go. And then we have our prompt number 1. So we have our prompt here. Let's see if I remember correctly. We have, let me see if I can, I'm probably gonna, oh yeah. So my plan is, while you guys are writing on here laid off the screen, let me see here. Let me see what I was thinking. Yeah, so I'm gonna hide this when we're timing, when we have the timer running. So I have the timer right here prepared, so it'll start at exactly 5 minutes, and we're still gonna listen to lo-fi music, so you should be good. This lo-fi hip-hop station will be paused for the time being. So the 2 gold cards are the subject, the description of the character. The copper cards are the situation, or like what's happening in the story. Okay, so now that I remember that. So I think I can zoom in just a little bit, I think. Can I not zoom in? So ladies, I think you should be able to access the document right now. So if you click that link, hopefully it doesn't ask you to sign in, because you don't have to. But if you are experiencing problems, just to save some time for us, I would recommend that you guys can write your answers in the chat. I can copy paste it and then post it on this Word document. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I would love to read what you guys write. Maybe I will probably most likely participate. I think it'll be just a fun activity for all of us to do together. But yeah, let's start with the gold cards. So our character, this is a person with an excellent sense of smell, and he's a smoker. Okay, so the character is a smoker who has excellent sense of smell. Okay. And then the situation is what is this? This is gonna be crazy. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. Okay, I think this is gonna be a funny situation. So the situation is the character could... The character experiences jealousy due to glue. And then I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna do orange to represent the copper. Here we go. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. I'm messing up everything. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is fine. Oops. The lag isn't helping. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. So the character is a smoker. I'm gonna just put it in... put it in bold. Has an excellent sense of smell. The situation is a character experiences jealousy. I'm gonna underline that and glue. Come on, buddy. There you go. Voila. Alright. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Okay. So, this is our first prompt. We have a main character who is a smoker and has an excellent sense of smell. And the experiences is due to jealousy. The card just says jealousy and glue. So I don't know what to make of that. So I just I just decided what makes the most sense of this is just saying that maybe the jealousy is caused by the smell of glue. Something like that. And I would assume that because our character has an excellent sense of smell, it's probably due to glue. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun and weird activity together. So I'll put some names down here. We can have Nina, we can have Susie, and then you can have me. So I'm gonna space it out for all of us. And yeah, when you're ready, go ahead and put your pen marker. I think Honeydew right here. I assume that's probably Nina or Susie. Yeah, there you go. That's Nina. Susie's writing something in the chat. You can write in the chat too, Susie, if you're having a hard time trying to get this. So, again, I will also copy paste it for your reference in the chat. Oops, what just happened? Copy. There you go. So, Susie, you can type it in the chat. If you cannot access Word document, no problem. I can just copy paste it. So you will only have 5 minutes to complete this short story. And when 5 minutes is done, we stop writing. And that's it for this first prompt. So is everyone ready? Because I'm gonna move this document to the side. For the time being. All right, so music has been paused. Are you ladies ready? Nina, are you ready? You can write yes in the Word document if you'd like. Yeah. Okay, so Nina said yes in the Word document. Susie, you can I don't know if you will be participating. You might be busy, and that's perfectly fine. But I wrote your name down on the Word document just in case you want to participate as well. Okay, so she said yes. Awesome. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. You should be able to hear the music now. 5 minutes starts now. time, guys. That's time. I didn't even finish! I'm such a slow typer. This is very frustrating on my part. Alright. Susie, go ahead and post your answer in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and drag the document back. Nice. I love this. I love that everyone got a chance to say what they wanted to say. Okay. Let us start with Nina. Now that everyone has submitted their document, sorry. Now that everyone has posted their response to the story, we can now look at the instructions for part 2. All right. Part 2, here is the instruction. Each student will take turns reading their story aloud, if applicable. So again, Susie and Nina, if you guys are busy and you cannot join the call, that's okay, and there's no problem at all. I can read it out loud for you guys. And then after the student finishes reading, each student will ask one question about their story. So 5 minutes was short, and we weren't able to say everything that we wanted to say, which is perfectly fine. So this is a good opportunity to ask those questions. Questions like, oh, where was the story leading up to? Or if you had more time, what did you want to talk about this person, etc. And then finally, students will work together to help identify corrections. So we're gonna help and improve writing your answers together. So that's essentially the main goal of this exercise, is that you have time to write a story, and then you get error corrections and feedback from your peers, and then I will also go over and give suggestions. So this process will repeat with the next student. So since there's 3 of us, I think just this one round of writing will be enough for all of us to get to do story time for today, because we will probably exceed the 90-minute mark that I've mentioned. Okay, so now we are gonna hop back to the Word document, and we're gonna start with Nina. So Nina said, in a cool morning, Mr. Smoker was strolling around an abandoned industrial compound. He walked somewhat aimlessly to ease his mind from a recent fight that ended up in breakup last night. Suddenly, he noticed there was a hint of a familiar sweet smell, and Mr. Smoker decided to follow it. Okay, nice. Great job, Nina. So, Susie, what is your question for Nina? Do you have a question for Nina's story? I will also put my question here. So, Susie, if you need time to write your question for Nina's story, take your time. I will go ahead first because I think I have a question for Nina. So, Nina, if you had the time, if you had the time to continue, sorry, I'm thinking out loud. If you had the time to continue writing the story, what was gonna happen next? What would have happened next? Okay. So that's my first question for you, Nina. And then Susie, if you have your question, you can also type it in the chat. next thing happen will be what Susie submitted. Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll go over that in a second. Let me also highlight that and make it a different color. I'll do that in a second. Susie, what's your question for Nina regarding her story? In case Susie can't hear me. Susie. Right. A question? Oh yeah, she can't see it. I'm so sorry. Let me type it for you. Or well, no, you can see my share screen, hopefully. So Susie, write a question about Nina's story. Just one. And if you need Nina's I was gonna say prompt. Nina's story. Just in case, if you're having issues, I have no problems accommodating. So this is Nina's story. Okay. I'm probably gonna assume that Susie probably didn't see her story, so it's fine with me to copy paste it. Take your time, Susie. Nina, if you'd like, while we're waiting for Susie to write her question, you are more than welcome to read ahead. So you can read Susie's writing on the document, and you can also read my writing, and you can write a question from you for us. I'll also do that while we wait for Susie. Multitasking at its finest. Oh, Susie says, so what kind of the sweet smell would be ended up in the story? Oh yeah, so Susie wrote a question for you, Nina. She said, what kind of sweet smell would be ended up in the story? What I imagined, since mine should be the smell of a body spray perfume, what female would use? I think it would be something fruity. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's a good answer. It's a great job. So thank you for providing your questions, Susie. The next part of part 2, like I mentioned here, let's see if it'll make the screen bigger. Yeah. So part 2 of the activity, I don't know why it just blinked. Okay. We can zoom in. Okay. So now that we answered or provided questions for Nina and she provided answers for us, the next part of the exercise is, can you identify any corrections? So what we're doing is that we're essentially taking on the role of an editor. So when you're writing a story, before it reaches publication and you can sell the book, usually you would send your story to an editor. So what they do is that they read your work and then they make corrections. So part 2 of after the discussion is we're taking on editor work. So Susie, is there any corrections that you want to suggest for Nina's story as her editor? And I will also write that in the chat in case she can't hear me. Oh wait, she can hear me. Awesome. So what do you see from Nina's story that you can Okay. Can you hear me? And it broke again. So weird. Okay, it says some frames were dropped. Still fixing it. Alright. Hear me? I think I'm just having audio issues. Okay, okay. Good. This has been quite stressful. Because I also have my audio on for my YouTube channel on via my what is it called? Sorry, I cannot think straight. Via my tablet. So I'm making sure that everything is working fine. And then let me go back to streaming. Okay. Praying that this works. Let me also double check if I'm still streaming or not. The most stressful bit is just like, I definitely need to get a new laptop in the near future. Because I don't think my laptop can currently handle even this level of streaming. Also gonna check. A second. What I should be doing is splitting my screen between this and my YouTube. Alright. Okay, so... Whew, man, this is so stressful. So sorry for all of the problems today. Yeah, hopefully we can get through with today's session. So I noticed that Susie mentioned that she was unable to, what's the word? Sorry. She can't participate in the error correction at the moment because I know she's busy. She might have gone back to work and she's just listening in, which is perfectly fine. I have no problems. If situations like that happen, it's really not a problem for me. But anyways, let me go ahead and give some corrections for Nina. So in a cool morning, Mr. Smoker was strolling around an abandoned industrial compound. So all she really needed was an L here. He walked somewhat aimlessly to ease his mind from a recent fight that ended up... I think want to highlight here, Nina, is I think word choice. So here, breakup. I think what you wanted to say was that ended up in a... Oh, wait. The word choice here, are you trying to tell me that Mr. Smoker had a fight with his partner? Is that what happened? Yes. Oh, okay. So maybe what was missing here was probably highlighting a recent fight with his partner that ended up in a breakup last night. Okay. So the reason why I wanted you to add this is because the setup of the story so far tells me that he's at an abandoned industrial compound. And I don't know the situation. He walks somewhat aimlessly to ease his mind after a recent fight with his partner. Because I need to know who did he fight with. And the word choice here that you said breakup, that jargon tells me that it's related to a relationship. So that's why I suggested, oh, did he break up with his partner? Because of this word choice. But yeah, because I don't know who he had a fight with. It could have been he went to a bar, got into a fight with another customer. Yeah. So that's why I put a suggestion here for he had a fight with his partner. So Nina says, sorry, I'm also in the mid of working. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Thank you guys for making time for me. In the middle of your work, you're like, I'm working, but I'm listening. So I suppose for the time being, since you ladies are busy with work, I will take away the correction option. I will just leave that up to me to do, so you guys can just continue listening and working. But yeah, we'll do that for now. Next. Suddenly, he noticed there was a hint of a familiar sweet smell, and Mr. Smoker... We just need that. There. And capital S. Mr. Smoker decided to follow it. So I'm assuming, since we know it's his partner, now that tells me something. Maybe the familiar sweet smell could be his partner? I don't know, maybe that could be it. Or it could also be... I don't know what else to say. It could be the partner, it could be something that the person likes to eat. One or the other. Yeah. Should have made him drunk. Yes, that's funny. You should have made him drunk. Okay, so Nina has another thing that she wants to add. That's fine. What else did you want to say? Too much in mind, so nothing for now. That's okay. If you have a lot of things on your mind, that's perfectly fine. And also, let me just copy-paste Susie's question. Okay. We finished Nina's story, now we are gonna move on to Susie's story. So thank you again, ladies, for being so cooperative and patient. Yeah, in the near future, hopefully I will get a new laptop. And we will have a better stream in the future, fingers crossed. Okay, so moving on. Susie's story says, so the scent took her to somewhere glue was stuck under stairs. It made her remind of her old perfume that she used to have to remember of her mom. She decided to dig it out aggressively, and finally she got it. She was captured by her jealous mind on that glue. Okay. So, Susie, do you have time to respond to questions or no? Because we can have Nina and I ask a question about your story, and then I will handle the corrections. I will try. I am okay now. Okay, so Nina, what is your question to Susie's story? Okay, so Nina's question is, how did the protagonist dig the ground? Did she use her nails? Good question. I was dozing off, little moment, lol. Get so tired today. Oh, that's okay. I totally feel that. I am tired as well. And for the time being, I'm thinking about my question. So Susie, the question is from Nina. And she asked, how did the protagonist dig the ground? Did she use her nails? There we go. That's my question. Ah, yes, she was like possessedly using her hand. Ah. So she was possessed. So she was able to dig because she was possessed. Okay. My question for you, Susie, is why was the protagonist jealous? I think it's hilarious that she got possessed. What wonderful power. I could have visualized the scene immediately. She's like crazy digging, like trying to open the floor. Or yeah, open the floor to under the stairs. Same. because she's been looking for that smell, but none of one have found. So she felt part of jealous of that when she smelled it. Okay, so maybe yeah, I see. So maybe she's been looking for that scent all her life. So because she couldn't find it, the moment she smelled it, she's like, oh my god, this is it. This is the one. You know? So it could be that. You're right. It could have been that. Yes, right. Okay, awesome. So we know that for Susie's protagonist, she couldn't find this particular scent. And I know that feeling. Because, don't you hate it when you have some smell that left a strong impression on you and you can never find it again? Because that's how I feel. And that makes sense why she was so possessed and why she would dig into the floorboard, right? Yes, right. Okay, so Susie's reacting positively, so my comprehension and understanding of her story. Why did I say the same thing twice? But yes, the comprehension of the story is that this person has been obsessed with this scent, and for some reason, the protagonist can smell that particular scent in the glue. So, for some reason, that possessed her to the point that she started digging the floor. That's incredible. What monstrous strength. Alright, so we're moving on to the next part here. I'm gonna go ahead and provide some corrections for Susie. So the first one is the comma after so. It's just because you're using... What did we call these words? Because you're using conjunctions as a prepositional word, phrase, segment, whatever. The moment you use a conjunction, which is fanboys for and nor, but or yet so, they're usually used as a connection between sentences, but you can also use the conjunction as a beginning starter for a sentence. So a preposition, prepositional phrase, prepositional word, whatever. You still need to put a comma. So, comma, the scent took her to somewhere, and then here you would have to say where. To somewhere where the glue was stuck. Or maybe where the glue was smelled. So not really stuck, but smelled. And then, which was under the stairs. So the reason why I needed to write where again is because when you say somewhere, we need to follow it with another, let's see. This is actually a hard explanation. Why do we do that? So, okay, I see it. I see it now. Okay. So, sorry guys, I have a moment to always like think about this for a moment, and I'm just like asking myself, why do we do that for English? Okay, but I have the answer. So this little segment here, I'm actually gonna use blue to show the bracket so you can see it visually. And then blue again. Okay. So, this segment here is considered a, what did we call it? I was gonna say parenthetical phrase, but it's not parenthetical, it's non-parenthetical. So there's actually a word for it in English and I can't remember it at the top of my head. I hate that when it happens. Oh, essential, that's what they call it. An essential... Is it an essential segment? There's actually a word for it. It's just gonna... This is really gonna bother me. I need to get the right word for it, so 1 second. Essential... Okay, I know the other one. Non-essential... phrase? Yeah, there we go. So I thought so. It was either called a word or phrase, but this is called a non-essential, or sorry, not non-essential. This is called essential. Non-essential means that it's not needed information. So therefore you would need to put a comma in the middle. So if it was considered non-essential, we would need to put a comma under somewhere and then a comma under was. But this is essential information because we're specifying which is somewhere, right? Because usually what follows somewhere would be a preposition. So if I say, oh yeah, my stuff, if you can find the remote for me, it's somewhere under the table, right? So in this case, if I were to delete this, you can see the sentence here. So the scent took her to somewhere under the stairs. It makes perfect sense, right? But what we decided to do was to specify what kind of scent it was and where was it located. So somewhere where the glue was, where the glue smelled, not stuck, where the glue smelled, which was under the stairs. So we are specifying with more information. Why did the protagonist go to the stairs? It's because the scent came from under the stairs. And Susie decided to specify that the scent came from the glue. And that's what it was. Okay. So the next one here, it made her remind her. So in this case, you don't have to say made her. You can just say it reminded her. So my correction here is I'm gonna keep the errors, but I will put brackets just to show the correct answers. Please use red again. Oops. Okay, so it reminded her. There we go. Oh wait, I should just move reminded, should be here. So it reminded her of her old perfume that she used to have to remember her mom. So this one you don't need of. To remember her mom. I wish I knew there was a strike symbol. I don't think we have it here. Yeah, but just delete of. You don't need it there. Next. She decided to dig it out aggressively. So we need to specify it. So what is it? Is she digging the perfume? Is she digging the glue? So that's why we have to go back and mention, what did she decide to dig? She decided to dig, and I assume you meant to say the floor, instead of saying it out. Okay. So she decided to dig the floor aggressively, and finally she got it. Yeah. And finally, it's just a very strange expression to put here. Finally, she got it. How do I say this? And finally, I think what you wanted to say here was, and finally she was able to find or get to the smell. How do I want to say that? She was able to I want to say find, or she got to it. So she was able to find the smell. Where am I going here? She was able to find the smell again. Yeah. So, and she was able to find the smell. I wrote it twice. I hate it when that happens. Okay. So I think that's what Susie was trying to say was the protagonist, she decided to dig the floor aggressively, and she was able to find the smell again. I think would be the best way to say it. Because my understanding is that the protagonist is so crazy about the smell that she feels satisfied that she was able to reunite with that scent. So that's what's happening. And in here, she was captured by her jealous mind on that glue. So, again, the phrasing here was kind of confusing when you said captured by her jealous mind. What we want to phrase it as is perhaps she was... I don't think jealousy could work in this particular segment. Maybe you could say she was possessed by her obsession. I think it's two S's. I hate the word that I always have the hardest time spelling is obsession. Okay, so it was right. No two S's at the first one. She was possessed by her obsession for this smell because of that glue. Yeah. So that's what I think would be the right way to provide corrections for Susie's little story. So once more. So the scent took her to somewhere where the glue was stuck, which was under the stairs. It reminded her of her old perfume that she used to have to remember of her mom. To remember her mom. Yeah, so take off of no need for this one. She decided to dig the floor aggressively, and finally she was able to find the smell again. This one's very dramatic. Finally would be here. And finally, she was able to find the smell again. She was possessed by her obsession for the smell because of that glue. I think that's what you wanted to say, Susie. I like that ending. It was. Yes, thank you. So the word isn't jealousy does cause someone to feel crazy, but I think it's just word choice, right? So if you are feeling so obsessed, you can be possessed and do crazy things. Jealousy can work that way too, but it's more of the scent doesn't make you jealous, not unless the context of the story is specific. Like, for example, let's say Susie was wearing a $1 million perfume, then I would be jealous of her smell because she bought a perfume that's really expensive. That's how you would use it. But obsession would be like, not jealousy, but to react in a very, how do I say, crazy manner to get what you want or on something that you're interested in. So if we were to use the same situation, so let's say Susie bought the $1 million perfume. If I smelled her, let's say she just walks by and I just smell her, I would be obsessed with the smell. So I would be like, oh my god, Susie, I'm obsessed with your perfume. So there's no jealousy, it's just I want that perfume that she owns. So that's why it's different in word choices. And we have to consider that by using the words obsession versus jealousy. So yeah, word choice. But so far though, I think it's a great story though, Susie. If only it wasn't 5 minutes long for our timer, then we could have explored more on that as to why she was obsessed. Okay, so great job, Susie. All right, so I would like to hear everyone's questions. We don't really need to, well, I'll double check and I'll be my own editor if needed. But Susie and Nina, prepare your questions. This is the last part, which is my segment for our little prompt here. I wrote, every rookie knew of a legendary spy named Smokey. He was not only well known because of his smoking habits, but also because he had an impressive sense of smell. Legend says that he can smell the fear of his enemies and he can smell the change of the air when an individual lies. However, this man... ... I didn't finish. This was all I could think of in 5 minutes. This is so frustrating. Oh my gosh. I realize I'm such a slow typer when it comes to writing, like, storytelling. So even if I were to have, like, let's say 60 minutes of writing, I notice I only write like 300 words in 60 minutes. I'm a fast typer, but I'm really slow at wanting to say what I want to say. And also, here we go. Susie, what's your question about my story? And then I see Nina's writing on the document. Also, I just remembered the word I was looking for. It's not called essential phrase, technically it is. It's called an essential clause. Essential clause. So, clause is, it basically means phrase, but yeah, clause was the word I was looking for. So this is called an essential clause. It's necessary, therefore there's no commas before and after it. Okay, so I know that Susie is busy, so if needed, I will actually copy-paste my story in the chat for her. And I see Nina's already thinking of what to say in the Word document. Yeah, so here. Once again, every rookie knew of a legendary spy named Smokey. He was not only well known because of his smoking habits, but also because he had an impressive sense of smell. Legend says that he can smell the fear of his enemies, and he can smell the change of the air when an individual lies. However, this man... It just bothers me so much that I couldn't finish the story, or this was all I could write in 5 minutes. Also, since I have my stream on YouTube, I see I have 2 viewers, possibly? Or actually no, I only have 1 viewer right now, so hello! Thanks for joining. Oh, and I just realized I waved at my tablet. Hello, right here. Thanks for joining on YouTube, whoever you are. Not unless it's just me. That's hilarious, but it's okay. Whoever's watching this later, hello. Both Nina and Susie are typing their questions. Okay. That's a good question. So I'll answer Nina's question first. So Nina asked, can Smokey distinguish between the smell of a perfume and the smell of his enemy's sweat? Or it can also be written as did Smokey distinguish between the smell of a perfume and the smell of his enemy's sweat? In my story, yes, because he has an impressive sense of smell. there's a story going around saying, so you know how it goes when it comes to legends and stuff. So people like to make up these legends or rumors, and they try to make it like over the top. So my story was supposed to be about a spy, and when you enroll into this particular spy, I don't know, company, everyone talks about Smokey, who's become the legendary spy in the group. And basically they say that he has an impressive smell, that he can tell the difference when his enemy lies, or like when they say some sort of what's the word for it? I cannot even talk today. I'm so sorry. Let me say it again. So Smokey can smell his enemies. So there's this whole exaggeration that when you lie or you're feeling fear, something changes in the body, because the body never lies. So I was kind of referencing the idea of a lie detector, because when you lie, you tend to react a certain way. So for example, one of the most popular ones I heard in the past was, if you lie, you tend to look away from the person who's talking to you, because you don't feel confident, that's why. And then I wanted to use it as, if you lie, he can smell the air shift, because his smell is so sharp and impressive. He can just smell when it changes. So when his enemy feels fear, he can smell the fear off of him. There's also a saying in terms of hunting, I think with an animal and stuff. They say the expression, the hunter can smell the fear off of its prey. So that's also where that came from. He can, so therefore, because he has such an impressive sense of smell, he can smell the difference between fear and when he lies, or when his enemy is being scared, or when his enemy is becoming a liar in a conversation. So he can smell the difference. So yeah, great question, Nina. All right, so I'm gonna copy paste Susie's question. Hold on 1 second. I realized I left my rabbit out. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. I'm live streaming. Later, after. Alright. Where's my head? Alright. Sorry, you heard the conversation between me and my mom. She was telling me about, like, I left Jack out. I'm sorry. And she's telling me I should eat. I'm like, come on. I forgot to mute myself. Good job, me. Anyways, Susie said, how come the rookies know the spy named Smokey? Is Smokey so popular among newcomers? Because Smokey has super nature ability. Yes, you are correct, Susie. So, yes. The rookies know Smokey because he is a legend. So he has to... People talk about, like, so people make up rumors or stories about someone who's very popular or who's impressive, you know? So, is he popular among newcomers? Yes. So, because the rookies are just like, let's say they just transferred into the academy, or the company. Ooh, what did I want to say? Yeah, because there's newbies coming into the company. Newcomers talk about they talk about the legend. They're like, oh, you have to know about Smokey. He was one of the best agents amongst us. So yeah. And then the final question, because Smokey has supernatural abilities. That is correct. So they say that Smokey is such an amazing spy that they're fabricating the story about, like, oh wow, he's so impressive that he has supernatural ability from sensing the air alone that he can hunt or turn in his prey or the enemies, etc. So yeah, great question, Susie. And also, I noticed in your question, you've kind of answered it because you came up with your own prediction. Not prediction. Is it a prediction? Observation. You had your own observation that he must have been very popular. That's why people talked about him. And you assumed that the reason he's popular is because of his supernatural ability. So great job on providing those questions. Yeah. Okay, so from what I see in my writing, I was super, like, while I was writing in the 5 minutes, I was paying attention to my grammar. I kept rereading what I wrote. So I think hopefully this is all correct. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. My brain is malfunctioning at this time. But yeah, we finished today's activity for today. Why did I say today twice? So I finished today's main activity for the session. So that was all technically for today. I will save the second part of today's session for next week. So the last thing we did not cover today, and I prepared it in advance because sometimes when I'm here in the stream by myself, I have to prepare a plan B. So this is the plan B, common English errors. So next week, it will be a conversation about common English errors. So for this presentation, I had 3. So maybe next week I might even bump it up to maybe 5 or 10. Whatever gets our conversation rolling. Maybe 5 might be best. I might even push to 10 just to have extras, just in case. But I would love to have a conversation regarding common English errors. And what I mean by that is, have you noticed when people text, and if you're using the English language, for example, if you look at comments on YouTube, if you talk to friends online, if you're reading tweets on X, which was formerly Twitter, or Instagram, you might notice that people don't know how to spell. So I wanted to point that out, that spelling is one of the most common errors in English. And yeah, we'll talk more about that next week. And that's something to look forward to. So I think for the time being, we are gonna go ahead and skip until the very end. And you can see it's a very, very large portion of today's thing, but if you guys hadn't shown up, I would have just done these common English errors today, but yeah, I'll save it for next week. And I'm so sorry, my brain process, my brain process is just not functioning today. So let's just go ahead and jump to the final segment for today's session is questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions. So I see that Susie had to leave, unfortunately, or she was disconnected. But yeah, Nina, did you have any questions, comment, concerns, or suggestions? And also, I'll leave it in the chat for Susie to respond as well. So Susie, QCCS, you can reply whenever, but we just arrived to this section of the stream. So Nina, do you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions from today's stream? We've reached 90 minutes. A little over 90 minutes in today's session. Since we had to start 30 minutes later than scheduled, and also we had to push back by another 10 minutes because of sound difficulties, streamed problems, but you guys stayed and I'm very appreciative of you guys. Thank you for being patient and tolerating all of these errors. I don't know why, because I've updated everything and it shouldn't be eating this much data, so I'm just curious as to what happened. And switching to just sharing the whole screen instead of having an extension of it seemed to kind of improve the stream just a little bit. And my decision to have my stream on my tablet seems like it was a smart idea too, so thank you for being patient and tolerating when I had to just jump between screens, and not only from our class lesson but also checking out our just letting me also record this through YouTube as well. So yeah, I will edit that video someday. Because eventually I will just chop it up together. Again, live streams will be out first. They're the most recent. And edits will come later. So I'm still on the very first live stream and I still have to edit that and put it together. But yeah. So if you don't have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions for me right now, Nina, that's perfectly fine. And for the people who are watching this stream, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, feel free to comment on this video through YouTube or through Discord. The link is in the description if you'd like to join the Discord community and engage with me ahead of time. Plus, my Discord is actually more active than it is on YouTube and Instagram combined, so the fastest way to learn about news will be most likely through, well, highly likely through the Homebody Cafe Discord. I'm a bit laggy when it comes to announcing my plans for live streams via Instagram story. It's just I have a lot of things to do, so it's like, it's just easier if I can minimize how many social medias I'm using, but yeah, we'll see. Only time can tell. But yeah, other than that, I see Nina still hasn't responded, so I'm just gonna assume that she has no QCCS for me, so we'll move on to the end of today's stream. So just as a friendly reminder, I go live on Discord and YouTube now every Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. PST, PDT, and the Discord link is posted here on the screen. For those of you who are joining through YouTube or watching through YouTube, you can find the invitation link to the Homebody Cafe Discord below, so it should send you automatically through it and then you can get into the group right away. But yeah, with that being said, that is the end for today's stream. Next week we will be covering the error corrections, which is what we didn't cover in today's stream because we reached the 90-minute mark already. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I will be streaming again, so I will be resuming today. Probably in the next 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna go grab dinner first. And if you want to come back and join, I'm not gonna announce it in the group. It's more of, if you see the group and if you see the call and you want to join, that's fine. I'm also gonna be live streaming through YouTube as well, so I think it'll be great just to, what's the word for it? Well, I'll debate about it. Maybe I might live stream, maybe I won't. But what I'm planning to do afterwards is that I will be studying French. So I will be reviewing what I've learned in the past, and I will be using new applications too. And yeah, you guys will see everything that I'm doing. I don't know if you'll be watching here. Nina, you don't have to join. This is just extra stuff. And I will post this on YouTube, hopefully through live stream. I don't know yet. But yeah, if I'm not live streaming, I'll probably just record beforehand and then just upload the whole thing later. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. Alright, so just want to say thank you again for pushing through for today's stream. Overall, if you guys have been here from the beginning, you've been here for like 2 hours, and I thank you so much for your patience. It has been quite a crazy day for me, and regarding Streamlabs, because I realized the error for all of the audio issues is coming from Streamlabs. It's not coming from anything else. It's just Streamlabs. So I'm gonna fix that today while I'm eating dinner, and then I will come back and live stream again, and I will be studying French, and you guys are welcome to join me. You don't have to. And yeah, other than that, I will see you next week at 8 p.m. PST, and we will be talking about the English error problems, and we'll just have a discussion on that and react to it. Yeah. All right. So Nina, thank you so much for staying. I'm gonna go ahead and grab dinner, and then I will be back. I will not be announcing in the Homebody Cafe announcement chat. Actually, I will. I will just give it as a heads up to let people know that I will be adding more things on here, but technically it's unofficial. So if you want to join, you can join, and then we could study a language together, but you don't have to. Yeah, you really don't have to. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. So I will see you guys next Tuesday, and we will resume our English lesson. And if not, I will see you guys hopefully through Discord, YouTube maybe. I don't know. But yeah, have a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and eat food. Stay healthy. Really, your health is important. And I will see you guys next week. So good night from my end, and see you then.